Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Mortimer Jordan Blue Devils head football coach, Heath Lauderdale, powered by Campus Traditions. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome back, Coach.
Thank you. Glad to be back.
All right, good deal. So we didn't get to meet last week, so we actually have 3 games to talk about. The first one was against Cullman back on the 29th, and what a great game that was. It was a close one. You won in a squeaker, 21-20. Tell us about that game.
The big thing was we'd come off of the Leeds game, and we learned a lot about ourselves from week 1 to week 2. You always do. They say that's your biggest leap throughout the season is week 1 to 2. And so we found some things that we thought we would be good at on field. The kids were extremely motivated. We had a great pregame, a lot of intensity. Cullman's always a good matchup. It's always a hard-fought ball game. So we knew that it was going to be a tough game regardless. We left a few on the table, scoring-wise, but we had the lead at half, and but you can't ever rest. And they run the opening kickoff back, and all of a sudden, in the second half, it was a different ball game.
Yeah.
But we found a way to win that night. We had a lot of kids step up, a lot of leadership late in that ball game, and then we got the ball back with, just a little bit over 5 minutes to go in the game. With and they had 2 or 3 timeouts left, and offensively, we found a way to put the game away on offense to where they never got the ball back, and that was a good sign from our offensive efficiency. The defense held them to about 200 total yards and 97 yards rushing, which is a feat because looking back at their stats now, they've had well over 100 yards rushing each game.
Yes.
And so, for us, that was a good night. It was a good night. It was a lot of both sides of the ball played well. Our intensity was very good, and they were prepared to play, and they got them a victory, and I'm proud for them that night.
Yeah,
no
very
doubt.
good.
No doubt. It's a good win.
All right. So then on September 5th, you ran up against a very good Homewood team and lost by 49-7. What happened in that one?
That's all on me.
Okay.
That's all on me. I didn't have them ready to play. We seemed a little flat that night. We seemed like we were there, and we knew there was going to be a lot of bright lights that night down in Homewood. A lot of TV crews there, a lot of people there to watch that game. They were ranked 7th in the state. Obviously, the Birmingham metro area, you've got a name in Homewood, and I didn't have my guys ready to play.
Okay.
A lot of things didn't go well for us that night. The efficiency just wasn't there from the end of the, at the end of the game, just looking back statistically, we would have had to have done some things differently, and we weren't prepared to do it, and that's all falls on me.
Right.
The kids played their guts out, played as hard as they could. We just didn't have enough intensity in that game to stay in it.
Right. So Homewood, very good team. And then last Friday, you run up against Parker, which is the defending state champs. You lost that one 42-7. Tough loss. Tell us about it.
On the on the total opposite end, we were going to be ready for that one.
Okay.
We weren't going to go and get off the bus the same way. That one was at home. You got the number 1 team in the state here. That's something that should motivate people all the time without a lot of motivation. If that don't motivate you, you're in the wrong sport. But they were motivated. We had a few late changes from the personnel perspective that night. That week we had prepared certain things, and we changed some of the stuff that we were going to do offensively, try to attack. And that played to our hand for a lot of the night. We got inside the 20, the 30 3 times. Come away with nothing the first half. They're extremely aggressive and fast on defense, and when it closed in on us, but it was 14-0 at half.
Okay.
They'd had 2 long balls, but it was 14-7 with 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. And our kids were playing hard.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Our kids were playing hard. They were in it to win it. We were in that ball game. They started playing some fast-paced stuff, some tempo.
Yeah.
And they found a few kids that they had that extremely fast that they found out they was able to get them the ball a couple, and they made some explosive plays. And it was 21-7 in the fourth.
Yeah.
And they kind of got a few late,
Okay.
4 minutes to go, 28-7.
So
we kind of run out of bullets offensively, but the effort and the way they laid it on the line for Jordan, the offensive line, Tanner Rice stepped in, did a great job. Parker Reno did a great job. The receivers blocked. I mean, Levi Madrid had several catches, several big plays that he, defensively, they gave it every bit of effort that they could give, and that's all we could ask that night.
Yeah, fair enough.
Again, we've got to do a better job of getting over the hump. We've got to if we can get that close, then we can get a little closer.
Right.
We can get a little closer. We can get a little closer. We got to keep getting a little closer. We're going to get over that hump with some of these top 10 teams. Yeah. That's our main objective right now, is where we get one of those wins.
Good. So we're talking 3 weeks that you've had games, and I'm wondering, have there been any injuries of note to this point?
Just a quick, we started the season with 2 guys out.
Yeah.
And we may be getting them back now.
Oh.
Which is a good thing.
That'd be
and
good.
Then one of our explosive kids, Jacob Cawley, he's a senior for us. He had 200 total yards in the first game, and he had 60 yards of offense against Cullman. He got hurt the first half versus Cullman. So Jacob and our starting right guard both got hurt against Cullman. And then against Leeds, we lost our starting cornerback. So, those things pile up over the course of 5 games.
Right.
And you're in the eye of the storm with that first 5 games that we've went against. But we are getting a few of them back.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
good.
Injuries are a part of the game. And I think,
they are.
Lord willing, maybe we're putting some of them behind us, and we're going to start getting some of those kids back.
Right.
A couple of them right now is going to be 2 or 3 more weeks out, but we are getting a couple of the guys that were starters back for us. But what has happened in the meantime is another young man has got to learn. He's got some experience. He's got to play, and now we figure out who's going to be the best player going forward, and how can we utilize the abilities of either or both or multiple kids through those injuries. We weren't terribly banged up at Homewood. We got a few twisted ankles and a few things like that we're managing at Parker. Okay. But of note right now, hopefully we're getting more back than we're losing.
Okay, great. That's wonderful. Yeah, that's good news.
Good deal. From that perspective, it's more optimism.
Right, good. So, Coach, you've had 2 big losses, granted to really, really good teams. But I know after a while, this could start to get to the players a little bit. Maybe they experience a little emotional letdown, if you will. What do you say or do to combat that, to keep their spirits up?
Well, the first thing is we're all in this building because we chose to be here.
Yes, sir.
We chose to be here. And so once we sign up for a job, that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And I think our kids and their ability and their raising and their community, they're going to finish the job.
Okay.
And so the first thing is pride.
Right.
And so they have pride when we show up every day. And we showed a lot of optimism and a lot of spirit versus Parker the other night, and then a loss. That's not an excuse, and it's not some kind of soft win, but it is something that when you compete for so long with that team, it shows you that if you iron out some things and you clean that up, you've got a chance to win some football games.
This is true.
And the spirit of the team is led a lot of times by goals. And, at this time last year, we had 9 turnovers. We've had 1 turnover so far this year in 5 games.
Right.
And so you show them the things that we're doing right, and you show them if we clean up some of the things that we've done wrong.
Right.
And where we can be, and you continue to try to improve in those areas. And at that point, that intrinsic spirit takes over. And we've got a lot of kids that care about this school, this program, and their community and their families. That's what we're going to keep our head up and do our job.
Okay, good deal. So this Friday you travel to Woodlawn, and Coach, they're 0-4 on the year. But don't let that fool you. In 2 of those games, they were very competitive. So what do you expect to see from the Colonels?
Well, Coach Williams does a good job.
Yeah.
And his second year, he's got a lot of things going in the right direction. They've got a lot of athleticism. They've got guys that are playing hard. And anytime, again, you get an 0-4 team, they're hungry.
Yeah,
Their
backs are against the wall.
And I could be wrong, but we both went this last year. I want to say that we were 0-4 and they were 1-3.
Oh, okay.
And so the shoe's on the other foot,
right?
And so can we prepare ourselves to not look at records and play that opponent
right
the best of our ability that night without any preconceived notions on what a record is?
Sure.
It's not who you play; it's how you play.
Right. All right. So this on Thursday the 25th, correct? Thursday the 25th. You host Fort Payne.
And that should be Friday, if I'm not mistaken.
It should be Friday?
It's homecoming.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sorry about that. Little mental note there. They have only played 3 games and are 2-1 on the season. What do you expect to see from the Wildcats?
Fort Payne's a very good football program. They're consistently ranked in the top 10 in 6A. Coach Elmore does a good job. I've known Chris many years. His dad was a good football coach. He's football mind. We were on the North-South All-Star coaching staff together a few years ago. I was the defensive coordinator, and he was the offensive coordinator. And he does some difficult stuff. So, what they do up there is always a challenge because of the ability for them to be multiple.
Right.
They've got good kids, a lot of pride in that school. And, Fort Payne coming to us for homecoming is going to be a big night. It'll be a big night, And like I said, regardless of how many teams they've played, they play stiff competition, and they're always well coached and ready to go.
All right, good deal. Well, Coach, that's our show. We appreciate your time. And as always, we appreciate yours. Join us again in a couple of weeks for another Mojo edition of Coach Speak.
Roll, Jordan, roll.